going to go ahead and call the meeting of the Libertarian Party of Pinellas County to order. The first item on the agenda, Mr. Stevens.
All right, hello. One person, so attendance is going to go a little bit differently because I don't just have a nice organized list of everybody's names before people are walking in the room. So,
Nate, try to make sure you're talking towards the mic so the folks that are doing things remote can hear you. That seat's open. Yes. If you guys are. Sorry, Nate.
all right.
Do you need him to repeat that?
Everyone's in here? All right.
For those who are attending remotely, can you hear us okay? We have one microphone that we're all kind of around. Just nod your head, Lee, Marcia.
Brett, I can hear you, but I didn't hear Nate very well.
Oh, he hasn't said much since we moved the mic closer to him.
Oh, okay.
I figured my voice carries and you'd hear me anyway.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Morgan. Hi, Isabella. Nice to meet you. Jasmine. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Camilo.
Isabella.
Mr. Stevens, are we good to proceed?
We have quorum, though I am working on raising.
Okay.
That's more, those drinks are more important, though.
Oh, Brett?
I'll go ahead. Hey guys. I'm going to go ahead and open for member comment. That would have to be somebody who is registered LPF that is a member of the affiliate here in Pinellas County. We do have public comment at the end if there's anybody who would like the floor.
Brett, Marcia?
Hi, Marcia.
Could someone say the names of the people who are there in person? Because I always keep track.
Nate is actually taking care of that.
Okay. Nate, can you send me that list afterwards?
Were there any members of the affiliate that wish to utilize the time during member comment?
I will.
Laura Hartman, try to talk toward the mic.
My name is Laura Hartman. I am a member of the Pinellas Party. I'm also a member of the Florida Party. I'm a combat veteran. I've been libertarian since I returned from Iraq. I just wanted to say that we are back from convention. It was amazing. It was a great success. Congressman Justin Amash was there. We also had the vice president candidate Spike Cohen as well. The fundraising essence was mutually beneficial to everyone as it was our largest fundraiser. We raised more in one meal than we did all last year. And that is just the beginning. We are trailblazing. We are leading the way. There was a lot of good camaraderie and the ability to understand how we can stay at a local level, specifically with ranked choice voting, what that looks like working with ranked choice voting, what that looks like to educate about advocating for ranked choice voting, specifically within Clearwater, the city of Clearwater. If you don't know about ranked choice voting, you can come to me. I have a lot of information. I have digital, I have paper, I have multitudes. Related to the city of Clearwater, they have the same technology as SRQ or Sarasota does. And they are working with legislators and lobbyists right now up in Tallahassee to make that more transparent for the municipal level down. Very excited about that. I could talk about that all day. Let me know if you have questions. Let me know if you want to get dialed in on virtual calls or in real life calls related to advocating. I know our old chair, Mark Rodriguez, he's been advocating getting people together down at the city of Clearwater itself to help us advocate within the city. So then right now we'll be back on the ballot in March, so we have some time to organize everything.
Awesome. Are there any other members that wish to utilize the remaining time in member comments? Hearing none, I will bring this back to me. Mr. Stevens, prior meeting minutes?
Still working on attendance. I'm just going to do this the easy way. Who here is not a member of LP Pinellas?
That's great. Yes. If you reside in Pinellas County and you're a registered LPF, our bylaws define you as a member.
Good to know.
Stephen with a V as in Victor. Snipper. Like snapper with an I. S-N-I. P is in Papa, P is in Papa, E is in Echo, R is in Romeo.
Isabella with the Z. Patriota, like
Patriot.
patriot.
Fala portugués?
Sí. Fala
And
também.
then,
No, no, es español. Entiendo portugués.
Thank you.
full name, please.
Oh, yeah.
Are you a member of the Libertarian Party of Pinellas County?
What is that? Birria tacos.
All right.
Mr. Stevens,
Attendance is done.
prior meeting minutes?
I do have a quorum. So I'm going to go over the prior meeting minutes, as always. You can find them on PinellasLP.org. We keep all of our events, minutes, and whatnot there. So, May business meeting, here we go. This was on Thursday, May 20th, 2021. Quorum was met. Prior meeting minutes were approved. 2,907 LPF members in Pinellas, which makes them LP Pinellas members. That was as of last month. We'll get a better count in just a little bit. We received permission to use the word libertarian in the name Libertarian Party of Pinellas County. Lord and Savior Stephen Michaela. There was some talks among the Pinellas Board of Commissioners about considering raising the gas tax because they're really bad at running the roads that you can't have without them. That since I've got nothing of it. We had a very successful first outing with Liberty Yoga. And we also announced this event here. And lastly, we had some discussions about a very cool candidate for Federal House District 13 who is not sitting right there. He has really good merch. You should go to his website, frankforcongress.com. Great merch, great logo. I have a hat on order. And then a few events that are coming up that we will discuss later.
I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Motion to approve.
And that was seconded by Ms. Hartman. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, moving on to officer reports. For those of you who I have not had the opportunity to meet yet, as I was setting things up, I'm the chairperson, Brett Bittner. I have just a few things for my officer report this evening. I was recently interviewed by the Young Patriots magazine, which is locally based and online. I had a fantastic conversation. I look forward to seeing what they glean from our conversation and decide to publish. We have a new address for the Libertarian Party of Pinellas County. It is 1275 66th Street North, number 49213, and that is in the 33743 zip code. For those of you who would have attended June 6th Liberty Yoga, it has been rescheduled due to an injury, and that will be on the 27th. I highly recommend joining. It is a fantastic time. In the last month, I appointed Mr. Stevens to serve as our delegation chair to the LPF convention. You will hear from him in the recap, which is item number 7. The LPF CRM access has now been granted for myself. I have requested it for Mr. Kalina, Mr. Stevens, and Ms. Herrera. I have not yet seen that happen, but I imagine with everything that was happening with the LPF convention, that that will be something that comes very soon for Mr. Sellers. Once that is active, we're going to set up a training. And I just want to give a side note. It's very exciting to see something that I voted for 4 years ago in an LNC meeting actually come to fruition. We currently have 2 volunteer projects that I do need volunteers for. One is ongoing and can be done from home. The other is upcoming and will require a special in-person gathering to complete. This evening, we should be meeting our Region 8 representative to the LPF XCOM. And I don't want to butcher his name. I do know the first name is Eden. And I don't want to butcher the last name, but he should be here after we have adjourned. The first alternate for our region is Mark Rodriguez, the immediate past chair. And our second alternate is Nate Stevens. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Brian Zamina for his service in the role prior to Eden taking that position at the convention. We have, as Laura shared in member comment, ranked choice voting, or RCV, will appear on the municipal ballot in Clearwater in March 2022. That will give Clearwater voters an opportunity to decide whether they wish to use that in municipal elections going forward. I believe I have about a minute left if anybody has any questions for my report. Hearing none, Ms. Herrera, you are up.
Thank you. All right, so for anybody who hasn't met me yet, my name is Jasmine Herrera. I am the vice chair. As some of you may know, and not all of you may know, I just returned from military activation. So this is kind of like my first official week back in the swing of things. So first thing I want to do is thank the other officers for picking up the slack while I've been gone this whole time. I've been gone for about 3 months. So the things that are kind of on my to-do list, short term right now, I'm looking to do some t-shirt designs for LP Pinellas. That way, you know, when we have events or when we start volunteering around the community and stuff, we can actually wear those and people will be like a little bit more interested, like, oh, hey, where are you guys? We're Libertarians. We can actually talk about it. So t-shirt's kind of like a talking piece and something that will generate more interest locally. So I want to work on ideas for like designs, and then if anybody has any idea for what they like want to see or what they think would look good on a t-shirt, please email me. My email is vicechair@pinellaslp.org. And then with that, one of the biggest goals that I had upon taking up the mantle of vice chair, and I talked to Brett about extensively, is getting us to volunteer in more community-based projects in general. So my hope is that by the end of the summer, we'll start being able to do that, at least start to like get more organized. That way we can actually, you know, announce events like that. So one of the biggest things I want to do is get us involved in community cleanups. So whenever somebody has like a beach cleanup or anything like that, events like those. So I'm gonna start tracking those down, and then we'll see like where we can kind of, you know, get us together, especially like in those shirts, things like that, and then actually help out the community. That way the county can see what we're doing for it, you know. So that's about all I have for my portion. Does anybody have any questions for me?
Where were you activated from?
Say what?
Where were you activated?
Funny. The other coast of Florida, because instead of activating us close to where we live to work COVID sites, they just did it by unit and sent everybody everywhere, wasting taxpayer dollars in hotel fees and catering fees all across the state. I sent a very angry email out. Yes. Any other questions? I will.
Mr. Stevens.
It's Mr. Stevens.
All right. So, oh yes, on the mic.
Don't forget the recap. You have a whole agenda item.
Yep.
I'm going to point it to you.
All right. So, secretary report. Not too long. Most of my stuff will be later in the meeting. So for social media, statistics that I'm bound to read. 2,447 people reach, which is up 57% from last month. 651 post engagements, which is when people click on the name Libertarian Party Pinellas County and they look at us. 651 of those, up 123%. 13 new page likes, which is up 44%. As for county affairs, nothing too exciting. We Board of Commissioners in Pinellas County signed off that helicopter ambulances, which are different than, what's the term someone said in the meeting?
Medevac.
Aerial medical transportation, I think was it. It's something that was said in the meeting. Apparently those are different. I'm not going to look into it. So that was issued a certificate of convenience and necessity. The American Rescue Plan Act the board approved that they were going to continue accepting that. That is the unemployment money, which is causing some unemployment problems. The board approved a settlement deal for a case DiRenzo versus the Pinellas County Workers' Compensation Office. We can't see what the deal is. We just know that they accepted one. There is a budget incoming, and they can talk about it all they want, but until they actually give me the piece of paper that has a budget on it, I can't really look at it, but it's going to be a lot of damage. And then lastly, I don't pay attention to a lot of stuff happening in the individual towns in Pinellas County outside of St. Pete Beach, because that's the one I live in. But as previously said, in March of 2022, there's going to be a ballot initiative on the Clearwater ballot to implement ranked choice voting for municipal races. Wow, I can't talk. That's big. That's awesome. So I go post about it on Facebook, get out the word. It's a good thing. We want this to pass. That's all I got.
All right, Mr. Galena.
All right. Can you hear me okay with that? Is it a runny day?
Nope, you're good.
All right. So as of June 10th, and I'm the treasurer for those of you that are new. So, as of June 10th, the checking balance is $2,901.75, $163.99 in PayPal for a total of $3,065.74. We did have donations from PayPal of $294.17, and then total deductions for the month, which we had some unusual things. We had the post office box. We had the rev share with the Yogi, if I'm saying that right.
Yep.
And then, of course, our Zoom. So it was $196.66 for deductions for the month.
Any questions for Mr. Kalina?
Sounds like
Yes.
Member Laura Hartman, have we looked at any switching our credit card processing off the PayPal?
That would probably be best served to ask Mr. Kalina after he offers us item number 6 on the agenda.
Wait for it.
Thank you.
Other questions? All right, so for the next portion, an update of what Laura was asking was in regards to the credit card processing switch. We do officially have everything with the state registered. We have a new Libertarian Party EIN associated for the party specifically. We will be submitting the documents to the IRS on Monday. So as it stands right now, we are official with the state, just not yet with of course, the tax god, so to speak. But otherwise, we're well on point. So we should hopefully, depending on the issues with the IRS, it will take about 6 months to get that through. But we can officially, when we submit, act as a nonprofit without any issue or instance. So
A political nonprofit, not a 501c3.
yes, thank you for clarifying. Yes. No, it's a what?
527?
527. So, but otherwise, things are on track. We're moving in the right direction. We had some delays, but we are in fact moving forward. So, any questions on updates regarding that?
All right. Mr. Stevens, let's get a recap of the LPF convention.
All All right, make the meeting. So, recap of the LPF convention. First, I'd like to go down the slate of officers. So, our chairman will again be LNC Region 2 Representative Mr. Stephen Michaela. The vice chair is Josh Wabaka. The secretary was not up for election. It is still Mr. Ed Appler. The treasurer is Mr. Patrick Leisner. There are 3 directors at large: Suzanne Gilmore, Lee Koritzer, I screwed that last name, and then John Thompson. Again, the secretary is not up for election. For Region 8, as previously mentioned, our main representative who is on the XCOM is Mr. Eden Veladzik. I screwed that last name up, but better than nothing. The upper alternative is Mr. Mark Rodriguez, and the lower alternative is Juan. So for fundraising, according to Celicia, the fundraising chair, we raised $9,000 in 3 days. That's awesome. And she also asked me to pitch the latest fundraising campaign, which is the 100 at 25. The goal is, if we get 100 people to donate $25 a month, we're going to have a lot of money to support candidates, get out the message of liberty, pay ballot fees, because ballot fees. So if you're interested in that, you can go on lpf.org and make a $25 a month recurring donation. That's a mouthful, and you'll get a cool looking pin and a certificate too. As for floor motions, there's not a lot that happened because all of them went to the Rules Committee. Except for one. Our officers, the officers of the LPF, that is, are now fiduciary. Everything else went to Rules. But we got to hear some great speakers: Spike Cohen, Joe Jorgensen, Justin Amash, Scott Horton, the great anti-war activist, was there. It was awesome. And on the LPF Facebook, they're going to be uploading the playbacks of some of those premium events, especially Scott Horton, the Spike Cohen intro. So watch out for that, because I'm going to save it for any questions about what happened at convention? All right, I know I just spoke at like the speed of light. Again, you can find all this in our minutes, pinellasLP.com. Back to you, Brett.
All right. So for those of you who joined us for our Sunset Social at Treasure Island, thank you so much. I wanted to check to see, I personally enjoy having an in-person social event. It took very little to almost no work on my part. So my question for the body, is this something that we would like to do again for those who were able to attend and those who were not? And just kind of, I want to get that feedback. My thought is that we should probably wait for the heat to die down a bit and maybe do it again in September to make this something that's a little bit more of a quarterly recurring event that we can point to. Just a thought. We've done Treasure Island here in 2021. We did one in Dunedin in September of 2020. Should we try for the mid beaches maybe for the next one? Those are some questions that I would like for you guys to share your thoughts. We don't have a whole lot of time in the meeting itself, but in the social after or via email, I would definitely like to hear your feedback about those so that we can go ahead and get started talking about our next Sunset Social. Questions for anybody who was there? Questions for anybody who did not make it? Mr. Stevens.
Less of a question. I thought it was a great success. A lot of people showed up. I had a very good time. That was like the first in-person event I'd really been to for a lot of months. Thank you, government, on that one. I would only request that we continue to utilize a beach that has a Waffle House across the street.
You're here.
But I I love the idea of it being like a quarterly event. I really don't like the idea of the actual Florida heat. I came from Chicago. This heat is a little bit much for me. Yeah, but big thumbs up. Awesome event. Let's do it again.
All right, guys, I'm going to move to the announcements portion. One thing I forgot in my report, I did not receive the disc from the state elections board, so I do not have an updated LPF membership in Pinellas County. I did mention that we do need volunteers for 2 projects. One is easy, can be done from home, and will be the groundwork for future campaigns that we launch from this affiliate. It is literally doing internet research and making phone calls. We have a coffee talk scheduled for Saturday at 9 a.m. with Hesham El Maliji from Muslims for Liberty. I've had the opportunity to hear Hesham speak. He's been a fantastic speaker in the past, and I look forward to him introducing the organization so that you guys know how they fit. We did reschedule Liberty Yoga for the 27th at noon. We will have our leadership team meeting with Mr. Polina, Mr. Stevens, Ms. Herrera, and myself on June the 30th at 7 p.m. It will be virtual. If they didn't see the agenda, they just found out that I called that meeting. We have our August coffee talk scheduled for August the 14th with Sarah Squire from Liberty Fund. I am working to confirm the date with our prospective July speaker. I have not yet heard, so I don't want to announce that. For those of you who are interested in the conversations that take place between meetings, we do have a Slack for that. The link is in the agenda, which is available in the email, or we've posted about it on social media as well. And I can share that link with you for those who wish to join and be a part of the conversation in between business meetings. Are there any other announcements that we would like to make before we open to public comment, which is just slightly different from member comment? Hearing none. Is there anybody, member or not, who wishes to address the body during public comment? Yes, sir.
How you guys doing? My name is Pete Mullen. I'm a candidate for mayor here in St. Pete. I'm born and raised St. Pete. I reside in Shore Acres. That's where I grew up, with Shore Acres. I'm a local business owner, owner and operator of the Galley and Mary Margaret's, both taverns in downtown St. Pete. I'm just a proud St. Pete local. I love this place very much. And I would say of all the candidates that are going forward, I'm the only one that actively opposed every single batch permits and ruling and regulation that was made last year with COVID. My stance was always about individual choice and freedom. I am a registered Republican. I'm not LP registered. However, what got me to change my party registration in 2007 was Ron Paul. Yeah. Was the Ron Paul. Yeah. So I'm a longtime supporter of Ron and Rand Paul. I know that Rand has gone off the rails a little bit, but I think Rand is very much like me. He wants to change the party from within. I'm a passionate supporter of Senator Brandis, who is kind of one of our champions for the Libertarian cause here in Pinellas County and St. Pete. I just really believe in individual responsibility ruling the day. I believe in government staying out of the way. I don't believe that we can survive without any government whatsoever, but we have a limited government capacity. And I want to champion what's best for St. Pete, for small business owners, for all of us to have a prosperous city. I want us to get out of the business of trying to spend money and just throw money at every problem. That seems to be what the commonplace is. My 3 things are going to be trim the fat of government. Right? The mayor's office will grow from 6 employees to 24 employees with 1 mayoral dictatorship. That's what we learned here in the last 8 years. Okay, I want to change some of this stuff. I want to save pro sports without raising a single tax dollar. I want to save pro sports with else I'm a passionate Rays, Bucks, Rowdies, Lightning fan. We got the Lightning hockey game starting here in just a few minutes. We're going to have a nice watch party in my place tonight. And the other thing to do, I want to put St. Pete first. I am not a career politician. I have no desire to be a career politician. I have no desire to go to Clearwater. I have no desire to go to Tallahassee. I have no desire to go to Washington, D.C. I want to do what's best for St. Pete, and I'm going to be a tireless advocate and champion for St. Pete. I hope you guys check us out and follow what we've got going on. I'm a big believer in smart policing and police reform, limiting contact with police. I think we ask police to do too much. All right, I'm a big believer in recreational marijuana and legalizing and ending the war on drugs. That's one thing I'm a tireless advocate for. And you guys will hear about a lot of the stuff that I've got going on campaign. You can check me out at PeteForSt.Pete.com. I've got about 30 issues and strategies that I'm carrying forward. We've got a lot of support. We've already raised over $50,000 in 2 weeks for our campaign. We're very, very excited about our move. We're actually going to have a campaign ad airing during the Lightning playoff game on Saturday night and Monday night. We're really exposing our brand and our belief of pushing safety first. We're really excited about what we're going to do, and I want to be a champion for liberty in the city of St. Pete. I know that no politician is perfect. Okay, I'm certainly not perfect. I would like to say, I'm not St. Pete, I'm just Pete, but I'm going to be a tireless advocate for liberty and freedom and limited government here in St. Pete. And I want to do what's best for all of us to kind of raise us up and lead St. Pete in the 21st century. So nice meeting all of you guys. You have a friend in me. Okay, you have a friend in me. All right, thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us tonight, Pete. Is there anybody else who wishes to address the body in public comment?
Yes, it's PeteForSt.Pete.com. Here, I have some cards. I can pass out cards to everybody here. Well, we have 1,100 followers on our Facebook page right now. I would have more if Facebook allowed me to add more and invite more people to it, but they limit it about 250 a day. So we're just growing every day, and we feel really confident about what we're trying to do.
Pardon my ignorance. Do you have a primary? Did you already have a primary?
The primary is August 24th. The mail-in ballots go out July 22nd. Qualifying period ends tomorrow. I was actually the first candidate to qualify. I qualified on the first available day of doing so to a little over a week ago, last Monday. And then we'll have the first reporting period is next Friday. That's going to be crucially important to us. They already are shaking in their boots about what we're doing here in our campaign. They're definitely going to be scared and face melted when they see our ads this weekend during the hockey game. And then when we come through with $75,000 or $100,000 next Friday on our opening salvo, they're really going to be shaking in their boots. And I've already been getting attacked from both sides, which means I feel like I'm doing something right. And be prepared for this hot election season. I'm going to be loud and proud and pushing the issue of safety first forward all the way through August 24th. We feel really strongly about making it past the.
Hey, Pete, we're at time for public comment.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
I'll put another one at you on the record. You taking money from Big Corpo?
There is campaign limits right now of $1,000 for the municipal election and $5,000 for political committee, but that is actually expiring at July 1. However, all of our donations have been organic from people that are in our network that want to raise CP. I have a little bit of money from local companies, and then I've got some money from family and friends out of state, a little bit of that too. But no, nothing big and gross like Mel Sembler donating to Garden Rice. So that's that. You won't be seeing me taking money from people like Mel Sembler. Thank you.
All right, guys. If there are no other takers for public comment, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I motion to adjourn.
Just have a question.
Yes, sir.
Just a general question. Why had I don't know if you can answer this, but why has the party given up the symbol of the Statue of Liberty? I know it's still officially the symbol for the party, but why has it, for all intents and purposes, you guys given up the Statue of Liberty as a symbol for the Libertarian Party?
There's still the torch of the
Right.
statues, the fire, so
Well,
I don't mean
But-
or,
Actually,
no
we
offense.
have an active motion on the floor. We can vote to adjourn, and then we can move to the social where I was actually part of what happened in 2015 to change that.
Oh, really? Okay. I was just curious about it.
Absolutely. Moved. All those in favor?
Aye.